Hello, everybody, and welcome to SandCastles Grief and Brief. My name is Leah, and I'm a clinical coordinator with SandCastles Grief Support Program. And today I have one of my interns with me named Navaarah. Say hi.
Hi.
So we are going to be talking about, how grief can change over time. When you're not thinking about your person as much or feeling sad all the time. I know, Navaarah, that this is something you've experienced personally. Would you share a little bit about what that looks like?
Yeah, so my little sister passed away 8 years ago, so it's been a while. In the beginning, she was on my mind all the time, and my feelings were really intense. But over time, I kind of started to change. Like, I wasn't thinking about her as much, and I just didn't feel as sad all the time. And that honestly made me feel really guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would feel guilty for having fun or just having like normal moments where I felt okay. And it almost felt like if I wasn't constantly thinking about her, then maybe I like didn't care as much or just didn't love her as much. But like, obviously, that's not the case.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate to that, both, youth and adults. Why do you think it feels so uncomfortable when things start to change like that?
So I think for me personally, it felt like being sad was the only way to show that I still cared. Like, the sadder I was, the more it meant I loved her. So when you're not feeling that way all the time anymore, it starts to feel wrong. Like I was like leaving her behind in some way, even though that's not what was actually happening. It just meant that like my grief was changing, not my love for her.
Mm-hmm. I like how you said that, how your grief was changing, but not your love for her. And I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. So, what has helped you to start to see that differently?
So I think over time, I started to realize that just because I'm not thinking about her all the time doesn't mean that she's not still part of me. Like, she's still in my life, but just in a different way. And I think something that really helped was just finding small intentional ways to feel connected to her. So like talking about her, remembering specific moments, or even just doing things that like reminded me of her. And so it became less about constantly thinking about her and more just about knowing that connection is still there, even if it's a little bit quieter.
Yes, and that makes a lot of sense. Is there anything you would want someone listening to take away from this?
I think just not thinking about someone all the time doesn't mean you've forgotten them, and it doesn't mean you love them any less. It just means that your grief is changing and you're learning how to live with it in a different way, and that's completely okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And just knowing that grief is cyclical and we're going to have our good days and bad days, and we're going to have days that we're maybe having a hard day and thinking about them a lot. And then there's other days where we're not, as much, but it doesn't mean that we love them any less. I appreciate you sharing your journey with us today, and also interning with SandCastles. We're lucky to have you as a social work student, and know you'll do amazing things in the future, especially having gone through this personally. Thank you, everybody, for listening today for SandCastles Grief and Brief, and we will see you next time.
Bye.